Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Would you rate a name for me? A person's name?
Is this a real person or an imagined person?
I believe it's a real person. I wanted a smoothie really bad the other day.
Fuck yeah.
But I didn't have time to go get a smoothie.
Didn't have time to make one either.
Nor make one, nor the proper ingredients. So I got on my phone app.
Yeah, your telephone.
And ordered a smoothie and a chicken panini.
Aren't you playing with fire when you order an ice cream treat?
Yes. But I wanted the smoothie and I had not time to get the smoothie.
Yeah.
So
did the smoothie and panini come from the same place?
Yes, it came from Tropical Smoothie Cafe, which is an establishment that is not too far from here.
Never heard of it. Go ahead.
I know you're not familiar with delivery apps.
No, I don't have one. Sorry.
But it tells you the name and the car of the person that is bringing it to you so you can know who's going to bring you food, right?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was driving a Honda Accord and her name was Elfira.
Fuck yeah. Fira or Fira?
It was like Elfira.
That's awesome.
That's an awesome...
Fire?
Elfira. I was thinking it's like somebody, like her mom was like, not Elvira, Elfira.
With delivery apps, can you just call yourself whatever you want? Like your food's being brought to you by like Bruce Boxleitner 2.0 or whatever. Like, can you just do...
That was actually my next question. I don't know. Because I assume you probably have to upload your ID and your information because you're a contractor, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you probably have to give your real government name, right?
I guess.
So Elfira brought me my smoothie. 2 smoothies, actually. I got one for my wife as well.
Was it completely melted due to her name?
No, it wasn't. It was perfect.
Was your panini extra hot? Do those things come hot? What is a panini?
Like a piece of like meat? Bread folded over meat.
Sandwich.
It's a sandwich, yes.
Okay, somewhere between sandwich and Hot Pocket.
Somewhere between sandwich and Hot Pocket, yes. Speaking of Hot Pockets, would you like to hear some hot sounds that I have recorded?
You mean hot sounds I recorded?
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast about classic Japanese role-playing games where we discuss them chapter by chapter, beat by beat. Welcome back to Season 6, covering Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy Tactics, The War of the Lions. My name's Chris. Hello. Hi. Eric. He's also here.
MF said Final Fantasy.
Is that how it came out?
Yeah, unlike me, I never goof my words up, Chris.
I didn't do my vocal exercises this morning. I stayed silent for about 7 hours today.
Awesome.
Not really. That didn't happen. That can't happen.
No, you children.
That can't happen. I mean, although after I get rid of them, I mean, I can command my dog with like hand signals and body language.
Sign language dog.
Yeah. We're also joined by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live at patreon.com/retroam.
We're also joined by the Fake Net, our post-production AI companion who also piloted Robert in Jumping Flash.
Initializing Fake Net.
Ready to go? One day I wish for this bunny-shaped hopping machine to give birth to me.
Just Jumping Flash 1 and 3, not 2.
Jumping Flash had machines that you piloted?
Yeah, Robert. You were the Jumping Flash, the titular Flash was a mechanical rabbit that jumped.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I don't have too much experience with Jumping Flash. Perhaps I should get it on my duck station.
It's unfortunate. It's the best first-person jumping PlayStation 1 game.
What's the best first-person jumping game, period?
Mirror's Edge?
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vibes.
Speaking of the edge of a mirror, we're going to the castled city of Zaland. What do you got for that?
I've got Zaland Fort City.
All right. Are these names, do you know what the fuck, like where they come from, if they're based on anything? Because they're all words I've never heard before.
That's a good question, because I got in the habit of, like, with Xenogears and even some of the other games that we've covered, of just Googling the name of the city and see if anything comes up other than the game, but I haven't tried that with Final Fantasy Tactics, so maybe we could start doing that. But they feel like just, like, fantasy names.
Yeah.
Or maybe slight variations of European town names.
Yeah, we're going to find out these are all just, like, Welsh mini-towns.
Yes.
Music tension plays. The map is a castle wall with no castle.
Pressure number 1.
Protecting an array of Tudor-style houses. A group of green-cloaked, I assume Corpse Brigade brigands surround a man in blue.
I thought the Corpse Brigades were slain.
They're wearing green. The rest of the corpse dudes were in green. I don't know.
Oh, the remnants?
Man, what am I supposed to read into this?
I don't know. This guy is a ponytailed-looking squire, right?
This is true.
Yeah.
He says all they want is the stone and they don't want to kill him. That's what the bad guys say. Even more Green Capes approach, but the boy pleads ignorance. They tell him, don't play the fool with me, Mustadio.
Mustadio.
You got Mustadio or you got like Mr. Mustard? What do you got for your guy?
I got Mustadio. Mustadio.
Ding. Do you forget that we hold your father? It's simple. Give us the aura sight and your father lives.
The what?
Aura sight. Aura sight.
Like
aura like the Final Fantasy VIII spell, sight like...
Magicite from Final Fantasy.
One of those.
Huh.
So I'm like, oh, okay, are we getting in? Like, my immediate suspicion, because it's Final Fantasy, is magic rock.
Is it CITE?
Yeah, of course. What else would it? Wouldn't be aura sight, like a internet.
Is that used in any other context other than the magical stones?
I don't think so.
Oh,
what's it called in yours?
Stone.
Just stone. Give us a stone.
Give me the stone.
Boring.
Yes.
Mustadio then leaps on top of the retaining wall, then tells these asswipes, I have a message for your keeper, Ludovic.
Mm-hmm.
You got Ludovic?
No, I definitely don't have Ludovic. I have Rudovic.
Awesome. Tell him that if he lays so much as a finger on my father, he'll never see the aura sight again. This is a cool move. Like actually climbing the wall and like boldly declaring this shit.
Yeah.
Chris, I love to climb walls, then shit talk my enemy pursuers.
Yes. What is Final Fantasy Tactics if not climbing walls and talking shit?
That's a good point, actually. Yeah. There's a lot of walls to climb in this game, and they all piss me off.
Yes.
Next, the camera spins 45 degrees to reveal our own party lined up against a trench on the other side of the castle wall. I love when you're looking for a guy who can help, and then you find that guy in the middle of doing cool shit that can help you.
Yes.
Agrias calls it out, like, what the hell is this? What's happening here? And we get a choice. I'd sooner avoid the trouble, but we have no choice, or we cannot stand by and watch.
I don't want to get involved, or we have to help him.
See, with me, they're both basically saying you have to do the exact same thing, but don't want to get involved implies regret, but it seems like it's still a choice.
And it does alter your objective. So if you don't want to get involved, then you simply must kill all enemies, and if you have to help him, then you must save Mustadio.
Yeah, he can't die. Both options increase bravery, but the second will cause a game over if Mustadio is knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking man, we can't stand by and watch. If we do nothing, they'll kill him. They're gonna kill the cool guy.
Yeah.
Objective, protect Mustadio, commence.
Let's do it.
So Mustadio, to me, he opens on these roofs throwing shit at bad guys, and I'm like, he's not throwing stuff, Chris.
He's got a gun.
He has a fucking pistol.
He's got a gun.
This video game has waited 10 to 15 to whatever hours in to introduce pistol. You think it's like a flintlock, like Predator gun type thing, or do you think he's got he's packing a Glock?
I think it's like a flintlock kind of situation.
Like gun 1.0?
Yeah, we're going to learn later. I think these are like excavated weapons.
Oh, from a past civilization.
Yes,
but where did they get the ammo? Is it a magic gun? Is there gunpowder? Give me answers.
Later on.
Why not a fucking laser?
Well, they hadn't out and made Final Fantasy XII yet, so it could have been a laser.
This is true. I walk under the column, which is a door, or climb the wall. What do? I climb the wall. Agrias emulates Delita and doesn't do a goddamn thing. She's just wandering around behind the wall. What is happening? Eventually, Agrias accidentally kills Mustadio with a fire spell, and it's game over, and I have to do it over again.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Potential discussion here, Chris. CPU-controlled characters. Cool or annoying?
Annoying. 2 reasons.
Yeah.
First of all, they, like you said, sometimes mess you up and don't do what you want them to do.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, they are occupying a spot where you could deploy anybody that you want.
Yeah.
Because you notice that usually when the game's going to give you 1 or 2 guest characters, you can only deploy 4 of your people, and you get less control over your scenario.
Chris, this calls to mind one of the grander debates of 2007 when Persona 3 launched and you could not control the CPU, your teammates in battle. Mm-hmm. And then it was revised, I think, for Persona 3 Portable or Persona 4 Gold. I don't remember which one. Maybe it was an option, but it was like there was a great revolt upon whether or not controlling your CPU characters affected how you felt about them as independent entities.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because they could mess up.
Yeah, because they could mess up and that would build their character. But if you're controlling them all, then you're role-playing all these characters. And I think people just kind of worked themselves into a shoot on that over what they preferred and what they didn't.
Yeah.
It makes the game less shittier? I don't know.
Interesting.
So you're no CPU-controlled characters on my team, please?
I would rather use my own brain to conquer the puzzle that is a JRPG battle.
I would much rather let them do it if they were in any way competent.
Yeah, that's true. I prefer options, let's put it that way. I mean, Suikoden 2 and 1 did it well. I can press auto per turn.
I love when I neglect a crystal and an enemy knight with 10 HP left runs over and gets it before me.
I didn't know that enemies would do that until literally today, because it had never happened.
You've been so lucky.
Yes.
This battle took me 45 minutes and all of the free time I had on Sunday.
Oh, congratulations. I like to look at these maps, especially early in the game, and try to decide what they are trying to teach me about the video game. Because
we have a smart way to play.
I don't think we've had a large wall yet, at least not of this magnitude. Well,
that's because I tear down dozens of tiny walls before getting to the big wall.
Yeah, that's true. So one thing that I learned here is that walls do not necessarily limit casting range. So if you're using wizards here, and in my case, I had
You mean black mages?
Yeah, black mages. Pardon. I had both Selphie and Cindy here. They were able to stand on the other side of the wall and cast magic on some of the mages on the enemy team, because they do bring, at least I think in this battle, 2 mages, which can be difficult if you don't get your guys in there to disrupt rather quickly.
If I were better at this game, I would play it as mid-century heretics. Heretic annihilators, like inquisitors that want to just burn the witches. Like, it becomes the sole priority to immediately kill the mages.
There is, and I don't know if you can do this with your actual characters, but there is an oil effect. You get oil splattered on you.
Yeah.
It happened to me via a monster, one of those bomb monsters. It would be cool if you could spread oil on your enemies and burn them in this game.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Burning enemies alive with ignition fuel is always preferred.
That was helpful. One of the spells that I casted here was this spell called Fire 2, or I think it's called...
this Fire to the Second Power, right?
Fira or whatever.
Firaga. Fira. No, it's Fira. You're right. Like your delivery.
Yes, Cindy says, out of the ground, raise all greenery with flame. Fire 2. Raise, R-A-Z-E.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Raise the greenery.
Got it. I was thinking like raise to a healthy tree.
Burn down your potato garden.
Yeah, salts the earth. Fuck this shit.
All of it. Did you notice which class Mustadio is?
Machinist.
Oh, in my game, he is an engineer, which is not a machinist, but it could be a machinist, I think.
Chris, Machinist is my 5th favorite Christian Bale movie and 7th favorite Japanese breakfast song. What's your favorite machinist?
My favorite machinist or my favorite Christian Bale movie?
Either.
I was going to go with Christian Bale as well, because that movie reminds me of getting Netflix DVDs in the mail.
Check out this fucked up shit. I got this in Equilibrium on the exact same night.
Probably. That's probably what happened. Also, Mustadio is carrying the Romanda gun.
I don't know what that is.
That's the name of his gun. You can look at it at their equipment.
Quick question. Can we ever become a machinist, or is this exclusive to Mustadio? He's the only gun. He's the only Irvine in the game?
Yes. You cannot become a machinist. If you want to carry a gun, you can be a chemist or a mediator.
You should never give either one of those people a fucking gun. If your mediator shows up and has a gun, he's a bad mediator, or she.
A good chunk of Chapter 2, Ramza was a chemist with a gun. It was pretty fun.
So Walter White?
Yeah, basically. That's it. Have we won?
Yeah, we won.
I don't have anything else to say about it. Okay.
Mustadio thanks us for saving his life. The battle is won.
Congratulations, this battle is complete. You got a mithril sword and a high potion.
One of the better parts of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is they made mithril into an actual in-world thing, as opposed to just like another random shit you get. Like, there's contextual reasons for mithril existing.
I remember when I was a kid, I was playing Final Fantasy III, and one of my...
6, please.
6, yes. One of the kids in the neighborhood mispronounced mithril as Mirthirki.
Oh, God. I bet he never lived that shit down.
I think he did it on purpose to be funny, so we started calling it Mirthirki.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, if I definitely fucked up that bad, I would also say, no, guys, that was a joke. I'm joking to make this a joke.
Check out this Mirthirki sword. Now we're inside of a dank and dreary room, correct?
Invasion plays.
Intrigue, excuse me.
We're chatting at Mustadio.
Yeah, it's Ramza and Agrias.
Yeah, this is like a shithole that we're in here.
Yeah, I think it's like, hey guys, we just got in some fucked up shit. Let's go in that shithole over there and discuss.
I see.
Have you ever had to do that? I can't think of any times I would have to do that. Have you ever had to go into a shithole and discuss?
I went into this like steps downward in Germany while a guy did consumed absinthe, and we didn't want to do it on the open street for some reason, even though we were pretty sure it was legal. There was definitely like a shithole to a wooden door.
The shithole probably looked very similar to the shithole that we're in the game now.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. If you want to go find it in Leipzig, go for it.
Okay.
We learned the identity of Mustadio's pursuers. It wasn't the Corpse Brigade, Chris, but street dogs running for the Bert Trading Company.
Bert Trading Company? I have the Bart Company.
Bart Company.
Yes.
Bart Missiles. They're no ordinary traders. That business is only a front for more lucrative pursuits, opium smuggling, slave trading, all manner of vile things on a grand scale. Chris, is this more or less of a crime than our local trader, Trader Joe's, attempting to bust the formation of a union when I took this note on March 13th, 2024?
I did not know that Trader Joe's was involved with union busting.
But is that better or worse than opium smuggling, slave trading, and manners of vile things?
I would say, manners of vile things is vague.
Yeah.
Is vague, but slavery kind of like just bumps to the top of the evil list, you know?
Okay, all right, fine.
Yeah.
Right now, without knowing anything else, I see this as a subplot to position our heroes on the right side of the law, taking down obvious criminals, helping our new friend Mustadio, and recruiting him at the same time.
Also getting us involved with things of magic in that nature.
Yeah, in the bear trading company.
Yes.
Ramza asked Mustadio how Mustadio drew these fuckers' attention. Mustadio says he's a machinist and asks if they know the history of the trade. Ramza, who was born yesterday, does not. Agrias has a different response. They say the ruins of a lost civilization lie buried beneath the streets of Gog, the Clockwork City. Relics of the age of Saint Ajora, when airships numerous beyond counting filled the skies, and men of iron walked the city streets. But the art of crafting such things was lost, if it ever truly existed at all.
Now, there's a lot of casual conversation here about a lost civilization.
Dude.
So I think that we are at least dipping our toe into the anime pool.
Yes, that's my next note is I wondered when Takis was going to drop the mysteriously advanced lost civilization lore, and we just got our first injection.
Well, this does take place after Final Fantasy XII, and Final Fantasy XII is that mysterious lost civilization.
Really?
Yes. There was a great cataclysm that led to the world that we're in now. I have some notes on it later. So
okay, without looking it up, I always assumed 12 was taking place on like a different continent at the exact same time. Nope. I didn't know that Ivalice was an enduring empire throughout history.
Yes. God
damn, we're going to find Balthier's skull.
No, you're going to find Balthier.
That doesn't make any sense.
He's in the game.
Doesn't make any sense.
I know, it's like a time travel thing.
Okay. Yeah. Fucking anime. Mustadio immediately dispels the notion that this was a myth and or legend. He says, but it did exist. The ground beneath Gog. How do you spell G-O-U-G?
Yeah, like Doug.
There's Doug. There we go. Gug. Fine. The ground beneath Gug holds the hulks of airships and thousands of fragments of machines the gods alone know the working of. A machinist toils to restore this lost legacy, to see these works brought to life again. Chris, are machinists fossickers?
Do fossickers have to be looking for things that are fossilized?
They toil to restore the lost legacy.
So they have to
see the works brought to life again. What is that if not a fossicker?
Well, fossickers just go find the fossils. They don't necessarily restore the fossils.
Is it fossils or artifacts?
That's a good point. Like if you're looking...
Like fossils or fossils?
Things in a cave.
Yeah.
Things underground.
Things that are buried.
Machinists are fossickers. Confirmed.
Okay, but fossickers are not machinists. How about that?
Yeah, because they have to...
It's like an advanced machine fossicker.
If a fossicker just finds a fossil and puts it on a wall to tell the history of the human skull or whatever, whatever old man Ball was doing out in the cave.
Cro-Magnon shit.
Yeah, then they are not necessarily a machinist. But if a machinist is looking for that stuff and then restoring lost technology and lost civilizations, they are fossicking and restoring. So,
if you're wondering what in the holy fuck we're talking about, please see seasons 1 or 2 where we greatly discussed fossicking.
Yes.
Ramza asks Mustadio if his weird battle device is one of those machines. Mustadio pulls a gun and aims it at Ramza, telling him, this weapon is called a pistol. It uses explosive power to propel a metal projectile toward its target. This one is of simple make. There were once pistols said to fire projectiles infused with magics.
Cool.
During this, Mustadio also opens the barrel and locks it, and then cocks it, and then resumes pointing it at Ramza. It's very funny to me that they're introducing guns in this game by pointing it at your main character.
Yeah, there's a lot of little animations there too.
Agrias again asks Mustadio why the Beagle Boys are after him. I guess Mustadio tells him, you said you were going to see Cardinal Delacroix. Do we settle on Delacroix?
That sounds good to me.
All right.
I love LaCroix.
The Cardinal is a hero who fought in the 50 Years' War. To this day, the people of Lionel honor him as such, as does my father. He believes that the Cardinal is the only man who can keep the realm from descending into chaos. The Cardinal will receive you, hear your plea, and the princess will be safe. Hold on, Chris. How does Mustadio know our deal? Did we tell him this, or is he just one of those crafty guys who already knows everything?
I don't think that we told him this, did we?
Not on screen.
No.
I didn't know if we picked up. We've already told him our side of the shit. Now he's telling us his side of the shit.
It does look like, based on, I'm looking at the PlayStation script, it does look like that we came into this scene in mid-combo.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so Mustadio said hey, I know a dank piece of shit to have a conversation over here. Mustadio wants to go with us, as he has his own reasons to speak to the Cardinal. Those reasons are to save my father. He's held prisoner. The cardinal is my only hope to free him. Alone, I'm just another machinist. The cardinal would never see me. That's why I would join you. So right now, when he said the cardinal will never see me, I'm getting like vibes of the Pope cardinal doesn't want to have anything to do with these idiots resurrecting old technology. Shun the old technology. Technology is the devil. Or he's like really into technology and doesn't want them to dig it all up first. Luddite's a good word. I'm thinking of becoming one myself quite soon.
That's not a bad idea.
It's fucking great. At
least like be a 50% Luddite.
Yeah, get one of those phones that only does text and calls.
No, you can keep the phone that you have now, but you do not embrace any new technology. In the way that you have not embraced food apps.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Anyway, yes.
Living the life. Agrias for the third time asks Mustadio why the Beagle Boys are after him. Mustadio lowers his head and tells us, I cannot tell you, not now. Agrias tells this lore-dispensing bozo that he has to stay here. But Mustadio doubles down. He must see the cardinal and we must take him there. The plot demands his participation, Chris, which is why next a door opens and Ovelia walks in. Agrias and Ramza kneel and Ovelia tells this fool he can come with us.
We have not kneeled for Ovelia in the past, have we?
I forget who we've kneeled for at this point.
Because I know that we kneeled for Larg when he came in, like way back when we were still with
yeah, when Agrias was like, well, what the fuck? Not Agrias.
Delita.
August.
Agrias. Argath.
Ding.
But we have not seen Ovelia enter a room, though. So maybe perhaps when somebody enters the room that is of a certain person of lordly caliber,
yeah,
you have to kneel. But if you're already outside, like rescuing the princess, you don't have to kneel.
No, that's true, yeah. An ecstatic Mustadio walks between the kneeling Ramza and Agrias and thanks Ovelia. Agrias informs this fool that he's not kneeling. My dude then steps back and kneels. A lot of decorum in this game, Chris, and disappointment that decorum is not widely applied to machinists.
Yeah, the machinists, they don't know.
Give a shit. Moments later, Ovelia says that's unnecessary, all may rise. Mustadio sprite rises after Ramza and Agrias. Agrias is now magically cool with everything despite never getting an answer to any of her questions. Fade to black.
So as I mentioned, Final Fantasy XII is the earliest game to occur in the Evilist timeline. Final Fantasy Tactics takes place in a post-Cataclysm era.
And this is like a tangible timeline, not like Nintendo making shit up about Zelda and making a book out of it.
Yes. This is an actual ass timeline. I think the only thing that is not 100% confirmed in where and when it takes place is one of the Tactics sequels, like A2DS or whatever it's called.
It just occurred to me that Vagrant Story takes place entirely in shitty rooms like this.
That's true. And it is during this era as well, I believe.
Initializing fakenet.
Vagrant Story's ties to Evilise are thought to be a retcon, as neither the game nor its Ultimania book reference Evilise. Chronologically, the timeline for Vagrant Story was later inserted after Final Fantasy Tactics, but on the same continent as Final Fantasy XII.
According to my internet research, the technology died because of an unknown catastrophe, so I don't think that was ever filled in. Civilization was then rebuilt from the ground up, and the Church of Glabados was founded in its wake.
Can you rebuild civilization without a fucking church? Never mind, not the point.
Well, exactly. No, that's a good question. Can you rebuild civilization without a church? No, you
can't. I don't
can't.
think so. You got to get
people. You got to get people to sign up to worship God so you can make them build pyramids. There is a whole like Christ thing where a guy was killed because he preached about paradise, and then he was hung.
Christ thing.
Yeah.
Can you be a Christ thing without a crucifixion?
As long as there's a sacrificial death, then yes.
Is it a sacrificial death which is witnessed and desired by many of those in power, or if you just kill a guy?
No, I think this was like a heretical thing.
Okay,
like,
cool. Yeah.
Who are you to say you're the son of God? Or who are you to talk about this paradise?
Pontius Pilate looking ass.
Stop that, or I will put this noose around your neck and hang you in the gallows. I think is how it worked out. But I did not get too detailed in these notes here because I think there are things in this game that will occur that will prompt us to talk about this. Yeah.
I now desire an upside-down crucifixion.
We're back out to the world map as well, by the way. Did you do anything out here on the world map?
Fuck no.
I went to the bar and noticed a new
the
pub, excuse me. Now I noticed there's a new option there for me. It's called propositions. Have you done propositions yet?
I don't think I have those.
Like the jobs you can send people on?
No.
Have you been to the bar?
I haven't been to the bar in a long time. This is part of the game that I rely on you to tell me about.
Okay, you need to go to the bar. And there's going to be an option there called propositions, jobs, or something.
Yeah.
And they are these little mini adventures that you can send some of your guys on.
Is this like an Assassin's Creed Brotherhood where you send them out and they don't do shit? Like you don't have to play anything and they come back with more experience and gold? Fuck, man.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I've been wasting so much time.
No, you haven't. Because usually they only come back with a little bit like 100 job points.
3 grasshoppers and 100 job points.
100 job points, an artifact of some sort, some money. grinding is a better use of your time. The only people that I ever send out are the ones that I never use, in case I decide to use them later.
Can you send monsters out?
I don't know. Now, the best thing about this is, we'll get to it later, because I'm just now sending my guys out on, but when they come back and they report in, it's funny.
Okay. Can they be killed?
Not that I know of. The first job that I sent my guys on, and we're not going to read all the jobs because most of them are like, go recover an artifact.
And job, when you say job, you don't mean job, you mean job.
I mean proposition.
All right.
I mean work job. This one is request to salvage the sunken trade vessel Hindenburg.
Sunken trade.
Sunken trade,
I thought you said suck and trade. I was like, what are they doing on the vessel, Chris?
Yeah, this note also says the salvage association charges too much. We're looking for men who'd work for reasonable wages.
Can you not send women on that?
I sent women. I sent Alicia and Lavion or whatever.
They get paid like 75% less or whatever?
I don't know, probably. We're walking out of Zaland Fort City Castle world.
Man. I don't know what the music is. It sounds like Prey at 1.25x speed. Fuck me. It is Ovelia's Worries.
Oh, I have Ovelia's theme, but I like her worries as well.
She has her theme and her worries. They're two different. God damn it. Now I got to figure it out again.
It doesn't matter.
Agrias is it does matter. We value accuracy here at Retro Made Agrias.
I know.
Agrias is pointing to Lionel Castle in the distance, out to Ovelia. Ovelia notes that that's a long way away. A hell of a sentence that is my fault and not the game's. She wonders if Cardinal Delacroix will help them. Chris, I'm picking up a little bit of naive princess thing from Ovelia, which is affirmed when Agrias replies, the cardinal is said to be a man with utmost devotion to the crown, highness. Even amid this turmoil, he has held the middle ground, siding with neither Duke Larg nor Duke Goltana. I do not think him a man to sully his honor by handing you over to either side.
I'm sure he wouldn't defeat justice by turning you over to either one of them.
Fucking defeat justice. So he's a cardinal, but his devotion is to the crown, not to the fucking whatever these people believe in?
Is to crown the Pope.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, maybe. Can the religious center be owed to the state? Like,
there was the Holy Roman Emperor, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess I don't know enough about Middle Age, medieval, Renaissance, whatever history to know if the head of the church was also de facto head of state. Quick question. Is the current Pope the mayor of Vatican City?
No, he's the president of Vatican City, I think. Well, I mean, it's called Vatican City, but it is in a...
FakeNet, who's in charge of Vatican City?
It's the Pope.
Initializing FakeNet.
The Pope is the ruler of Vatican City and the Holy See, and has supreme legislative, executive, and judicial power over the city. The Pope is also the head of state for the Vatican, and rules the Catholic Church in a similar way to a king.
Are you sure?
If Crisp disagrees with me, I will have him killed.
I am now.
Ovelia will pray that Agrias is right about all of this shit. Then Ovelia walks forward and starts touching a tree. Agrias tells her he has influence with the Church of Glabados. A word from him, and the church itself will take you under its protection. So in this fiction, Cardinal is Pope. Cardinal Delacroix is Pope, or de facto Pope. Does the Catholic Church nomenclature apply to Final Fantasy Tactics? Is he the head of church? Or is he among many cardinals that share church influence?
Are you just asking me if there's a pope or not?
I'm asking you if this is fucking son of God. Like, what is this the most religious man available?
I think probably, yes.
For our purposes,
the most religious man available. That's the title of the episode, I think.
Accessible. Also, with the respect this Cardinal Delacroix commands, I have to assume he's totally fucked an Apex villain.
That's you're fucking me up when you say Cardinal Delacroix.
Yeah, what do you got? Cardinal Water Softener?
It's Draclau.
Dry Cloud?
Draclau. It's like Dracula, but it's Draclau.
That's way cooler.
Draclau. Yeah.
Needs to be like a fan edit of this that just dubs over PS1 terms over my voice for War of the Lions terms. Anyway, Ovelia then says her line from the manual. Would that I were born no princess! Agrias, who I now believe has a crush on Ovelia, says, my lady.
Oh. She just says, I wish I weren't a princess in mine. I'm rather dry.
That's it?
Yeah.
Would that I were born no princess, Chris. Ramza trots in from behind, but hides behind the column's archway as Ovelia starts to go on one. My entire life has been spent behind sacred walls, the only sky I've known, hemmed in by slate and stone. Did you know before I was sent to Orban, I was in another monastery when I heard I was to be the adopted daughter of the late king, and after, ever in a monastery. It's not been such a bad life, I suppose, only knowing that men die for no more reason than I am the princess. It's almost more than I can bear.
Has she been sequestered there her whole life, apparently?
As far as she knows.
Okay.
I wonder if Ramza thinks he's one of those men. That men die for no reason because he's the princess? Because she's the princess?
That he personally is one of the men who's going to die?
Yeah, like if he's just the next in line to step up and preserve the princessly honor of this maiden.
I think perhaps up to this point, he, at least until he got involved in this little scheme, he was trying to not be that guy.
Do you think Ovelia is the level of princess that gets pissed if you wear white after Labor Day?
No, I don't think so. I don't get that read from her, at least not in the PlayStation version. I find her to be rather genuine and practical.
But
when
still
it comes
naive?
Yeah, but still naive.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Agrias tells Ovelia that shit's not her fault. The only fault lies with the men who seek to use her. Ovelia then rips some leaves off a tree and drops them. She continues to talk. There was another girl at Orban. She told me that she too had lived her entire life within the monastery halls. We joked that we too should share so strange a fate. A funny thing to laugh at, don't you think? I'm like, what do you mean? Other like multiple like princesses in waiting they protect just in case shit happens? Agrias drops a small bomb, asking Ovelia if she's talking about Lady Alma, who Ovelia then confesses was her only true friend. So Chris, instantly we realize her best pal is Alma.
Her best pal is my sister, but we haven't discussed in the podcast yet, but Ramza is living in somewhat of anonymity right now. He's not, they don't know that he's a Beelf.
No, yeah, I'm sure that's going to be revealed later in some dramatic moment.
Yes.
Ovelia wonders what will happen if the Cardinal seeks to use her, just like everyone else does. Ramza's cover is then blown as Mustadio yells from the back, wondering where in the hell Ramza is. Mustadio, remember, Ramza's like hiding behind a column eavesdropping on the ladies. My dude then rolls up and it's like, man, what are you doing? Agrias denies the opportunity for awkward teen peeping embarrassment and asks Mustadio what news he carries. Ovelia continues to wander around the nature as Mustadio tells them, all is quiet. It would seem the Northern Order, the Hoka Clifton Knights in Chris's game,
Hokaton,
hasn't reached Zaland for the time. In the background, we see Ovelia try to do the grass whistle thing and it just makes honking noises.
Reed flute.
The sound is so terrible in the PS1 version. Ramza walks up to his number one crush, and Ovelia tells him a friend showed her how to do that once, but she can't quite get it right. The reed whistling, Chris. Ramza then performs the trick in front of Ovelia for a very long time. He tells her it's simple, implying that she must be an idiot. Ovelia blows the grass again, Chris, and it works. By the way, can you do this?
Blow grass?
Yeah, and make it have whistling noises.
Can I personally do it? Or
can you execute this maneuver?
No. Can I try sometime?
Yeah, do you want to, in between shows, go get some grass and blow on it?
Do you need like a thick piece?
You need some fucking thick grass. You need some Zoysia. You need some Florida grass up in that mouth to do that.
Yeah, I don't have thick grass around here.
We'll get 3 pieces of grass.
Okay. We'll try to play it sometime.
All right, cool. She does it again, and Ramza does it in harmony. And I get what Final Fantasy Tactics was going for here, but this really is the most annoying sound in the world. Twice.
It must be like one of those things for you, because it doesn't really bother me. I think it's fine.
Well, listeners, you see if it bothers you, because you're getting it at max volume right now.
Don't do it. Stop it.
Try and stop me.
Stop it. Stop doing this.
Camera pans up, fade to black.
Cool. Did you do anything else before you proceeded in the game? Because I did a lot here.
No, but let's ask a question. Well, do you think that scene was necessary or was it redundant? Other than like this grass blowing thing that they're trying to carry through as a theme for this.
I don't know if the grass blowing stuff was necessary, but I did like that we're having another setting out scene.
A setting out scene. Yeah, it's good.
Yes, where we're going and we're talking and we're becoming a party. We're becoming a family of guys to be moved around on a map. And
family of guys.
Yes. And I don't know how many of these quiet moments that this game has, but at this point in time, the plot hasn't ramped up to the next level yet. So it's nice to have these moments. I don't know how long we're going to get them, though.
There are precious few times when the game cuts to a cutscene like this and doesn't ask you to make a battle party beforehand.
Yeah.
So it is definitely a choice. World map.
World map.
World map.
I got some battle notes. Would you like some battle notes?
Note me of your battles.
Okay, well, my first note is, motherfuck, a red chocobo has meteors.
Uh-oh.
Have you encountered a red chocobo yet in your battles?
Yeah, I didn't know it had meteors, though.
Yeah, it casts Choco Meteor on me and does like 92 damage and kills me. Also on this map,
I hate that fucking chocobos know magic all the time.
Yeah, it's annoying.
I get they're magical birds, but they shouldn't have competence of this level to cast
astrological
events.
I think this is the encounter on the Zirkill Falls, I think. There could be one red chocobo, and there's like 6 mind flayers. Are you familiar with mind flayers?
Dungeons and Dragons, yes.
Yes, they are from Dungeons and Dragons. The only reason I know this is because they are in the video game Baldur's Gate. But I didn't know that mind flayers were in Final Fantasy, but we do have them here.
It is interesting what elements of D&D it just rips off wholesale.
Yeah. Yeah, they just, sure, have them. The mind flayers do mind flaying techniques on you.
When I paused earlier and stared into space, I was thinking of where I saw them in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, Ramza got berserked by one of their mind rip techniques or whatever. But I thought it was funny about the note that the game tells me once one of my people are mind flayed. It says, Ramza's brain is discolored.
Like bad, like it's... What color are brains normally? It's like gray, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is it pink? Because when... The most recent brain I've seen is I was watching the Zapruder film again the other day, and I think Kennedy's brains that blew up were like pink and shit, but I don't know if it's like... FakeNet, what color is a brain?
Initializing FakeNet.
A living human brain is pinkish, grayish, white, and black.
Because you know how the blood in your veins is like blue, but once it gets oxygenated, it turns red, so you can actually see blue blood in real life? Yeah, it's fucking...
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was funny.
What color do you think his brain turns, was my ultimate question there.
I think it turns yellow. Like piss.
Okay, yeah, piss brain.
Yes.
Awesome.
Also, I've been working on some geomancers. I think we've talked about geomancers.
Yes, they're very confusing.
In a previous episode. I really like geomancers. I have by this point in the game, I have 4 people who have full geomancy arsenals. But I did look up the battle formula for the element attacks that you can use.
Battle formula? You mean it's not just a random grab bag of topography-based elemental attacks?
It is topography-based. The topography determines which status effect goes along with it. There's a 25% chance that the status effect may pop on these. I thought it was 20, but it says 25 in my notes, so it's somewhere in there. But the damage is determined by magical attack times physical attack divided by 2 plus 1. So,
fucking math.
Yeah, it's got some math in there. Also, I went to do another proposition at the bar. And I'm going to read this one. Eventually, I stopped writing all these down because there's too many of them, and most of them aren't very interesting. But the next job I sent out was at the Eagrose bar, because I'm just traveling around the world here. And the bar owner says, there seems to be a gold deposit at Glug Volcano. Many monsters roam the area, so few men dare to approach it. Strike it rich. So I sent some people on there.
Fuck yeah.
I hired a new character. His name is Karsh.
That's interesting. But with a K?
Yeah, from Chrono Cross.
Yeah.
I named him that.
Oh, you named him.
Yes.
I see. Got it.
I named him that. I'm Karsh. But I haven't actually used this guy yet. He's still like a level 1 squire just sitting there, so I haven't found a good use for Karsh yet.
Deploy him to Isle of the Damned.
Mm-hmm. The people I sent on the first job came back and reported in. And
how long does that take? Like one battle cycle?
The number, it depends on how many days. Like each time you move on the map.
Oh, yeah, the day clicks by, right?
Yeah. Sally says, I had a good feeling. There were a lot of monsters. They found a fucking gun.
Wow, they said fuck.
No, they found a magical gun out there. Also, they'll say, this is the way from The Mandalorian.
Right, yeah, the armor Star Wars.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll say, this job was a gift from God.
That's not true. You earned that job.
Yes. But I did find a magical fucking gun as one of the things that was excavated.
Aren't the guns already magical by default?
I'm not allowed to equip it, though. It's just something that I can look at in my inventory.
That's nice.
Yeah. It then said I'm now a treasure hunter level 1. I don't know what that means, but I'm a treasure hunter level 1.
Congratulations, you sky pirate.
Next, I went to the menus, and I wonder if my chocobos are fucking. There's 4 of them in there, and one of them is black.
Well, I've seen the end of Naked Gun 33 1/3.
Yeah.
Someone in the real net pointed that out, and I had a note in my notes about who did that later when I noticed it, but I guess we'll get to it then.
Okay. Also have a couple more incantations. Cindy does, Heavenly Bolts! Come bring God's justice. Bolt 3.
God's justice is lightning. Does that make him Zeus?
Yes. And Sally says, Heavenly Wind, carry us to Fountain of Power. Isuna.
Kirby?
Heavenly Wind.
Well, Phil, you said Fountain of Power. That's that Fountain of Dreams level from Melee, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, good call. I made Lester a ninja. Going to work on some ninja stuff. We'll talk about more about ninjas later. And now I've got a couple of character profiles that have been updated since we last spoke.
How wonderful and lovely. Chris, please enlighten me with these profiles of characters.
This is the information on Knight Ramza. His name is Ramza Ruglia. Now, that's his fake last name.
Oh, cool. Yeah, an alias.
He's now age 18. Fencer of a mercenary group led by Gafgarion and became a mercenary after the tragedy at Fort Zichten. He changed his name to distance himself from the Beluv family, as Gafgarion is the only person that is aware of this. Fights in search of life.
Oh, cool. Me too.
Yeah.
Chris, you got the queen too?
I got the queen. Her name is Ovelia Atachka, age 29. Queen of Amdolia Kingdom, younger sister of Prince Larg, married King Amdolia when she was 20, bore 3 sons, but 2 died after birth.
Fuck yeah.
Third son, Prince Arinus, is the only son left to succeed the throne. After the death of the king, her tyrannical rule worsens, and she executes anyone who disagrees with her ambitions.
Proxy breeding, you know what happens.
Yeah. And the last one that I have here is our friend Agrias Oaks.
Good last name.
Age 22. Knight of the local knights of the Akachka royal family. That answers some of our questions, where she fucking came from.
Yep.
After the death of Amdolia, tension between Prince Larg and Prince Galtana grew as Agrias was assigned to the monastery by the elders for the safety of the queen. She had a strong sense of loyalty towards the royal family and a strong sense of justice. She feels sympathy for Ovelia, who has to live in a remote region.
If you're a protector of the princess like this, are you on the clock 24/7, or do you just get 40 hours a week on this shit and she's by herself the rest of the week?
I think you're on the clock at all times. You might have some people that rotate in and out, like Alicia and Lavian and all the other people, but there's no holy knights. She's a holy knight.
Okay, but she can't just go get corn and Godsmack and say, hey, can you watch this shit while I smoke?
Take a piss, get a smoke. Yeah, I don't think so. That's all I have for my wandering out here in the world.
Well, great, Chris. Let's go to Balias Tor.
Balias Tor?
Tor. Like the publisher of the George Railroad Martin books.
Tor published?
Or no, that's the Sanderson shit. Never mind. Whatever.
I have Balias Hill.
No, Balias Tor.
Okay. It's a battle.
Music, unavoidable battle plays, and we open on a thin slice of rocky terrain atop a cliff.
Craggy Hill. We're facing off with some archers and knights of the Ludovich mercenary group.
It's a lower area that's also accessible on both sides of that cliff. Also, it's full of sellswords.
The summoners are hanging out in the shadows on either side of the cliff.
It's fucking bastards.
Please notice.
He wants Mustadio. He has no quarrel with us. Agrias gives it to him hard. Our way is his. If you wish no quarrel, I advise you withdraw. And when you next see Ludovich, remind him that those who live by deceit are the first to die by it. Sellsword says, fuck it, we ballin'. Objective, defeat all enemies, commence.
Kill all the guys.
I'm going in with 3 monks, Chris. What are you rolling?
I sent Ninja Lester after the summoner, but Mustadio, who I'm not in control of, had the same idea, so he helped me out.
Nice.
Have you played with Ninja yet?
In about 20 hours of game time from now.
Oh, okay. Well, I like ninjas because their throw ability is very nice. They can throw shurikens, which do a paltry amount of damage, but if you get... I don't know what they call them in your game, but in my game they call them balls.
Oh, balls. Yeah, if I get balls.
Like a lightning
ball. What are you fucking saying about me, Chris? You want to say that to my face?
Lightning balls, water balls, and fireballs. You can throw them and they do some elemental damage. And
there should be more ball-based elements. There's fireballs, but you don't really hear about lightning or wind balls. Or
lightning balls are great. They were more effective in the rain even.
Cheese balls.
They also can wield 2 weapons, which their weapons they can wield are not that strong. But if you go to your knight class and learn the skill, equip sword, and then have your ninja equip swords, then he's pretty strong.
That sounds like a unique strategy, Chris. I'll try to use that in the future.
You have to gain JP off to do that, so I wouldn't do that until you're...
no, I have to gain all my JP.
Got all your JPs.
Jesus Christ, they have summoners and they are throwing glacial shards at me.
Yeah, they got a Shiva off, and I was like, this is probably going to end me, but I was able to, make my way through.
Their archers are in perfect positions to snipe all of my dudes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mustadio thankfully loves shooting summoners with pistols, and monks are just too good.
Monks are very good.
Any other battle notes for you?
I thought that once I got Shivad that I was going to have to reset my game, but then Hornst came to the rescue. He is an absolute boss creature because he is a fully decked out dragoon, as they call them, and he is able to completely own guys. Just the physical attacks right now.
His own Dragoon saga.
Yes.
This was also around the time when I realized the PSP emulator had save states.
Congratulations.
I used them for about 2 battles because I always ended up fucking myself way worse using them.
Does it have a rewind button?
I don't think so. If it does, I don't know about it. That'd be really convenient.
DuckStation has a rewind button, and that has been helpful for this video game. Also helpful when I'm like, that sound effect is cool. I can just rewind and get it.
And go get the sound effect. Yeah, that's very helpful. After I kill all these guys on behalf of Mustadio, the guy we just met, Ramza asks him, why do they pursue you? Will you not tell us even now? Mustadio elects to reply, pray understand, I cannot tell you, not yet.
Congratulations, the battle has been won by you. You got holy water and 1,000 gil.
Chris, next let's go to Eagrose Castle Solar.
Solar?
Chris, a solar is an upper chamber in a medieval house.
Oh, that's way better than Office of Eagrose Castle.
Music Dice Dark's theme plays, and we're at the dinner table with a sitting Dice Dark opposite a standing Gafgarian.
I now understand why Dice Dark's theme sounds like this.
Just pure royalty.
No, it's like very brooding and ominous. And when we first heard it, it's like, oh, my big bro's got bad guy music. What's going on? But now I understand. He's plotting.
Dice Dark, absent a big boy plate of chicken nuggets and a chocolate chip cookie, opens with, our little mockingbird has taken wing. Gafgarian, it leaves me wroth. We cannot have her free. Catch her, crush her, and make silent her song. Lady Agrias's and the others as well. Kudos to the Dice Man for extending this metaphor until the end. And Chris, what has left you wroth?
What has left me wroth?
Wroth, adjective. Vehemently incensed and condemnatory.
Oh my God. When you go pick your kids up
from school,
you got to get in the right line. And if too many people get in the far left lines, then it blocks off the lane to where you can fill in the other lanes on the right.
Sure.
And then traffic backs all the way up to the street.
Yeah.
Because people don't go to the right. They just go in the left because they want to be in the first row so they can leave first.
Fuck yeah.
And they block this shit off. So I leave 15 minutes early every day so I don't have to be
wasting more of your goddamn time.
I don't want to be wroth when I get there.
Furious.
Yes. So anyway,
Chris, back to the game.
Yeah.
Dice Man, he is very concerned about Ovelia and Agrias, but he doesn't say shit about Ramza, which Gafgarian notes. He's like, yo, what about Ramza? Dice Dark stands and walks over to his tea set, which may be a liquor set. I don't know.
I think it's wine.
He pours himself a drink from a bottle, and I'm so curious what he might say next. My guesses are, spare the boy, ignore him, or he will not interfere. But no, it is this. The fool, he soils our name, dogs my every move. I thought this a chance to let him learn the harsh truths of this world, but the boy is too stubborn.
Did he insult him?
Yeah, I think that was like just below a let's kill him.
So what did he say?
Oh, he didn't insult him. Like he insulted him, not with a direct word that we could rank.
Okay, that was my question. Okay.
But he said he soils our name, dogs my every move, which is pretty violent for a man of royal blood such as this.
He soils my name is kind of insulting though. If I told you that you soiled my name, I mean, we don't have the same name, but like...
He soils our name?
If you told your brother that he soils your name, that's not nice. That's mean.
Let me text him that real quick.
Okay.
Get a live reaction. I mean, if you want to rank it, we can rank it. I mean, fuck, what's the harm? Yeah, push the button.
The Final Fantasy Tactics Ye Olde English Insults Power Ranking.
He soils our name is the phrase, right?
He soils our name, comma, dogs my every move. That's the complete sentence, but if you just want to go with the independent clause, he soils our name, we can do that.
Dogs my every move, I think, deserves to be on there. My first instinct is this one, it is an insult. It's not super strong.
I like the name soils as an alternate word for shit.
Yeah.
Too. Like, he shit my pants with his name. You know, it's very good. It's
You're
regal.
shitting on our family crest.
Yeah. You're not even wiping.
Yeah. But it's, I mean, like, I feel like it should go second to last.
Yeah.
And leave Churl at the bottom.
Yeah. Churl's our bottom feeder.
All right. That'll make it number 14. So, number 15, Churl. Number 14, he soils our name, dogs my every move. Number 13, Claude. Number 12, Squealer. Common Maid, Winch, Such Wretches, Moppets, Whoreson Dog, Lackwits, Vulgar Knave, Milksop Rabble, Common Footpad, and of course, you've been less than we from the moment your base-born father fell upon your mother in whatever gutter saw you sired.
Gafgarian next remarks, too much of his father's penchant for justice in that one. Dice Dark sets the bottle down and concludes, father coddled the boy too much. If he stands aside, more the better. Should he interfere, there's naught can be done. All right, so Ramza, final warning, he's dead if he gets in their way.
Yeah, and did Dice Dark think that Ramza would come crawling back because it's so rough out there?
I think he fucking forgot about Ramza. Like, I think Ramza means so little to him, he just assumed he was too incompetent to pull off a stunt like this.
Previously, he said something about how he thought that Ramza would learn how harsh the real world is.
Yeah, by failing over and over, but Ramza's not failing.
Okay, I thought he meant like we're going to send you to the orphanage, you know? and let you see what it's really like out there.
Yeah.
But it is not working. Also, by the way, when he got up mid-conversation and poured a glass of wine and then took a sip before he continued his next thought, do you know who does that?
Villains in movies?
Yeah, villains and psychopaths.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So he said father coddled the boy too much. Chris, does coddling your children instill a sense of justice in them? Is that all that can be done to civilize a rich fuckwad?
Coddling?
Yeah. Because Ramza was coddled, but he's the only one who has a strong sense of justice amongst this brood of rich shitheads.
So his sense of justice is innate.
Yeah.
I think.
Or did that come from the coddling? If you coddle your children, will they actually be cool?
No, I think he just has that. I think he just...
Product of luck.
His worldview will never align with theirs because of his very nature.
Thank you, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
As Dystar consumes the red liquid that Chris has identified as wine, Gafgarian remarks, and you, his brother, the blood curdles. If the cardinal moves to defend the mockingbird, what then? Duke Larg himself could not reach them, an umbrage of the church's wing. Dystarg reassures him, worry not, the potentiality has been dressed. So what, defend the mockingbird, is that what is that? Is that a code name for somebody?
Defend them, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
If the cardinal moves to defend the mockingbird, what then?
Mine just says, what if the cardinal gets in our way?
Fine, whatever.
So, I was going to say when they called the white base the Trojan horse, but that doesn't play for you.
No, I have no idea what that means.
It's Gundam.
No, Trojan horse is from Troy. It's an old story of myth and legend.
It's like a code name.
From the real world.
A code name for something.
Gafgarian is quite surprised. Ever 3 steps ahead. You are a frightening man, Dystarg, Beowulf. Chris, that seems out of line to me, and it does to Dystarg as well, who asks Gafgarian, truly? Would it not be prudent then to better guard your tongue? There are so many frightening ways to silence a bothersome man. Gafgarian politely eats the shit, whimpering to Dice Man, come now, my lord, I am your ever-faithful man, and not near so stubborn as particular knight devout, if I may be so bold.
What?
Because Gafgarian, earlier, he's like, you're a frightening man, dude. What the fuck are you about to do? And then Dystar gets pissed. He's like, would it not be prudent to better guard your tongue? There are so many frightening ways to silence a body. Like, Gafgarian overstepped a boundary in this casual conversation, and Dice Man's like, no, I'm still king shit. Fuck you.
Oh, is that why
Gafgarian profusely apologizes?
Is that why Gafgarian says in mine, so that's that? The more I know, the worse you appear.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But did Dystar give it back to him after that? Like, what'd you say to me? You fucking...
Then you'd best watch your tongue, is all he said. Your head can easily be cut off.
There you go.
Yeah. It's just the phrasing on yours was very, they
use the thesaurus too much here.
Yes.
Dystarg replies hard-assedly, be bold, but let there be no more missteps from you. Gafgarian then reverts to the previous conspiracy, the one where Ovelia was kidnapped by Delita. On the matter of missteps, what buffoon did you charge with the princess's kidnapping? We were beset in daughter as we gave chase, not quite how we discussed it, I'm sure you'd agree. So there's confirmation that Dystarg orchestrated something. Dystarg moves to face the wall, then replies, the men I sent were found dead in the woods near the monastery. Someone has caught wind of our plan and seems intent on disrupting it. No matter, as long as Ovelia remains with Lady Agrias, we will have a chance enough to steal back our prize.
So what I think happened is that Dystarg sent some people to capture the princess and kill her. Delita learned of that plan, killed those people in the woods, and kidnapped the princess himself so she would not be killed.
Okay, I agree with that.
Yes.
But the next part, as long as Ovelia remains with Lady Agrias, we will have a chance enough to steal back our prize. This prompted 4 questions about what the hell does that mean? First, is Agrias in on it in deep cover?
I doubt it, but that would be interesting.
Do they believe Agrias is vulnerable because they, I don't know, kidnapped her dad or some shit?
I do think that you're onto something there. I think they think Agrias is foolhardy.
Do they think Agrias is shitty at her job and she's not a true obstacle?
No, but I think that they can play with her naivete.
Final one, was Agrias in deep cover, but now she's not sure if she wants to maintain that cover or turn face?
I don't think that Agrias is in deep cover, but I do think that Agrias is wondering
who her allegiance is.
What side is she even working for at this point in time? And if she's loyal to the throne and 2 elements that are trying to, like both lions are trying to vie for the throne or at least gain power, then who is she even serving?
It's good, yeah, you can become lost in the sauce at that point.
Yes, Agrias is lost in the sauce, I think is probably the easiest way to say that.
Deep in the ragu.
Yes.
Well, Chris, next time we're going to go to Lionel Castle and do stuff there.
I love doing stuff in Lionel Castle. I also love talking to the real net.
Initializing real net.
You thought I was going to say doing the real net, didn't you?
I did.
Okay.
The pervert plays.
Yes. Damn, I was hoping that it wasn't called the pervert in yours.
It's called the pervert.
Okay. Because that would have been funny if it wasn't. Hello, RealNet. Nice to see you once again. Neat says, this may sound crazy, but ginger is great in a smoothie.
I can fuck with that.
I can see that, yeah.
Ginger is secretly like a miracle additive to a lot of dishes that I wouldn't ordinarily expect it to be in. Especially when the recipes where you mix it with garlic, it's like, I can't mix these two fucking things and then they're good.
It's called alchemy.
Yeah.
John Doe says, Mustadio. He's here to shoot a gun and sight aura, and he's all out of aura.
Oh, no.
TC says, I mostly think it's silly for tactics to take place after Final Fantasy XII, just because there are no bunny girls and lizards. I think they're extinct.
They've gone extinct.
There was a cataclysm after all.
Yeah, I mean, if the wood got burned, that's it for the elves.
Mm-hmm. John Doe says, I feel like this game has to be doing something really novel, either with characterization or some kind of holistic approach to tutorialization or something in order to justify a design decision like just blanket forcing the player to let the CPU control their party members. Yes, I agree.
I do wonder if they thought it's a little too hard, or I don't know. I don't know if it's driven by narrative or mechanic.
Shy Guy 32 says, in Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2, green mages can get oil. Green mages. Oil.
I don't see that very often.
And it increases any fire damage that the target takes. Good. Neat says, Traitor Joes.
Yeah, good. Nice.
Class Trader Joes.
Excellent pun.
John Doe says, I love how the ancient lost technological era is contemporaneous with the Final Fantasy Tactics Jesus figure. Like, some wild shit must have gone down if we lost all that tech and we're worshiping a dude from the era. We lost it. Reminds me of the famously not evil Church of Yevon.
I'm not as learned as I once was on world religions, but I forget if there are any that can exist without some kind of human sacrifice move, or if those are just Abrahamic religion spawns.
I don't know. It's interesting. I think there are like a lot of death and resurrection stories that are very similar to the Christ story.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All world religions when there was no intersection.
Other than like Buddhism, which arguably is not a traditional religion.
I have Airwolf says, when does Vagrant story take place? TC says after Tactics. Shy Guy 32 clarifies and says Tactics Advance 1 is the wishy-washy one in terms of the timeline. Shy Guy 32 also thinks it's Final Fantasy 12 Revenant Wings,
fucking Revenant Wings.
Final Fantasy Tactics A2, Tactics, then Vagrant story.
This game, War of the Lions, makes me curious about Revenant Wings because one of the localizers left to go do that. So I'm curious like what kind of bangers that game's got.
Yeah, I'm surprised I never tried that out because I was playing a lot of DS games in that era.
Did you finish 12?
Maybe?
I'm saying if you didn't finish it, that would kind of prevent you from accessing the sequel. Or side sequel, whatever you want to call it.
John Doe says, I fucking love when your guys come back from the jobs and tell you how it went. It sounds like a first grader giving a book report on the book they only kind of read. It really is. I thought I had the dialogue from a complete job written out, but I didn't, so I'll do it next time.
Well, next time after next time.
Next time I have that access to that information. TC says, give me the most religious man you have. No, that's too religious.
Yeah.
Neat says, forget about touching grass. It's about blowing grass.
Grass blows.
Go blow grass. 7A says, man, I hate when my brain is discolored. I'm going to start saying that whenever I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah, whenever words don't come out correctly. Yeah. Whereas the end of the second episode, it's like, dude, my brain's discolored. We got to go to the real net right now.
Neat and Cal L says the blue blood thing isn't true. It's a popular 90s myth.
What's in my... What the fuck is that? It's blue.
That's just what color your veins are.
God damn it.
I guess.
My mom lied to me. My mom, the nurse.
Hey, even nurses are susceptible to myths and legends.
Yeah, that's true.
7A says, there's nobody going to ask why Eric was watching the Zapruder film. It's a good question.
I mean, we all find ourselves on the Warren Commission wiki every now and then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Ethel Kennedy's still alive. Isn't that fucked up?
Ethel, which one was she? The daughter?
RFK's wife.
Oh, really? Did I make this up, or is RFK Jr. married to Cheryl?
From Cheryl Hines?
From Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's real.
All right. Just want to make sure.
His first wife, I think, died after he divorced her. When he tried to say he had brain damage, so he didn't have to pay like alimony or something. I could be getting details of that wrong.
Yeah, I think I remember reading some of that. Like all that was coming full circle when the brainworm thing.
Yeah, the brainworm thing, the brainworm event of May 2024.
Yeah. El Pato says, does anyone else wonder why the game has units with specific colors pertaining to their factions? Green Corpse Brigade, red Southern Knights, blue emblem, Sky Knights.
I do wonder what it has to be to delineate factions, right?
Yeah. Have you come across any human characters in the random battles that are just hanging out with monsters yet?
No.
Yeah, there's one encounter on the... Actually, I think it's on that hill that we just covered a minute ago. One of the random encounters there will have like 4 or 5 demon bulls and then like a random... like
a fucking guy?
I had a monk, and then another time I had a time mage appear there.
Do they talk? Are you supposed to assume they're friends? Or
they're just hanging out with the monsters. Like, the time mage is out there casting haste on the monsters.
Makes me think that there's guys out there, like, it's fucking smoking weed with goddamn goblin men and bombs, and you're just interrupting you're harshing their mellow.
It does make me wonder, does everybody have access to the ability to change jobs? Like, there's no, like...
Yeah, you can learn multiple trades in your life. I am a podcaster and runner man.
Yeah, but you...
Think about that. I'm not good at anything else. That's the two fucking... That's it. I put all my points into that. And like 2 points into cooking.
El Pato says, Eric's talk of save states might be a good time for us to warn him that the one part in Chapter 3, if he doesn't want to restart his game, I'd advise him making a save at the start of the chapter or just after he gets handed the book.
I've got a lot of actual saves. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm not fucking with saves. Save states burn me more than they help me.
Oh, I save state all the time. The best thing about DuckStation is that when you close the application, it will always ask you if you want to save a state to load on the next boot, which I appreciate.
This is my first game we played on this show that I'm emulating, and I want to preserve the original experience as best possible, even if that involves frustration and wasting a lot of my time, because I think that, at least for one of us, is valuable to the experience of what playing this game is like.
Yeah. Well, I don't care.
Yeah, no, fuck it.
I've already had the experience, actually.
Yeah, there you go.
I've had the exact experience that I believe that El Pato was talking about, I've had with the Chapter 3 thing. I'll know it when I get there. I'll be able to tell you about how much trouble I had at. Need says, beware of save states for things like PCSX2 crisp. They often become incompatible between updates. I'm using DuckStation, so I haven't had any issues. I never update DuckStation during the middle of the retrograde amnesia season.
Smart.
I updated afterwards. But in the times I haven't had any issues. But I'm also keeping a healthy number of actual save files as well. So we are good to go. Thank you, RealNet, for your collective contribution to this podcast tonight. This podcast was recorded on May 15th, 2024. Thank you, Mark, for the introductory music.
Chris, yeah, you're welcome.
And thank you, WorldSim, for the podcast artwork. You can find us on Twitter at RetroAmnesiaPod. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us at patreon.com/retroam. The email is podcast@retrogradeamnesia.com. And if you go to patreon.com, which I already said, you can get bonus episodes, mini-series.
Join us soon for a special episode we're calling Going Through All the Old Memory Cards That Chris Found.
Yeah, we are going to do that soon. Until next time, Eric.
Master of the outro, Chris.
And now you may go back to sleep.
Can I blow your fucking mind here?
Yeah.
I have a smoothie every Sunday. We got frozen banana, 3 tablespoons of pure peanut butter, no extra shit, just the regular ass organic peanut butter.
Okay.
2 scoops of protein powder, 1 scoop of Hershey's chocolate powder, a little bit of vanilla, and 2 cups of milk. Blend that shit up. Giant fucking smoothie. It's real good.
Wow.
The protein powder is also peanut butter flavored, but that's the taste. You can have chocolate if you want.
That sounds amazing. That sounds really terrific. Wow. Final Fantasy Tactics. Where do we leave off, Eric? We just got done.
We left off by announcing that we're also joined by the real... Yeah, we can cut that. It's my Fix'em 5K medal. It's got 3rd overall male.
Oh, you're the 3rd overall male.
I finished 3rd place out of everyone. And since we wore medals to your house last time, I thought, why not do this every time I get a special one that no one else has that's 3rd overall male?
3rd best male.
How do you feel about that shit?
I feel great. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Ramza then walks up to his number 1 crush, Ovelia, and tells Ovelia that a friend showed her...
Cutting trees down. They're laying new pipes. I think there's some internet shit going on with
the goddamn road.
AT&T. There's no room to expand the goddamn road. But they should put like some sort of fucking pedestrian walkways.
Make a Sherman Bridge fucking thing so there's just 2 layers of...
Maybe they should have just like here's what the problem is. Think about this shit before you start building all these fucking houses out here.
That's a good point. Yeah, it was zoned for subdivisions, but there's only 1 artery that goes to it. That's fine.
Thanks, WorldSim, for the podcast artwork. Until next time, Eric.
This episode was recorded on Wednesday, May 15th, 2024.
Thanks, Eric.
This It's okay. It's your first time doing the outro, Chris.
I don't write it down anymore. I just have it. And
you don't have it though.
I don't have it. I don't have it. This episode was recorded on May 15th, 2024. Note to self, please put all this stuff in the correct order.
You have made a fucking mess. You just want to start from the top.
Actually, I think I do.
Yeah.
Have we?
It's by the Bach statue. No, that wasn't it. Fuck it.
I think perhaps during the Roman Empire time. I don't know. Whatever.
Hail to Caesar. What is Caesar's? Hail to render unto. I don't think he was then either, right?
I don't fucking.
God damn it.
Let's see what you had to say to us while we were talking into these microphones. I thought I had